Hello there, and this is Conspiracy Child. Today we'll be discussing the media. Let's start with the question. We all know we shouldn't trust the mainstream media. The question is, why shouldn't we trust the mainstream media? Today, I'm going to use this video as a starting point to answer that question. We will discuss how we let this happen, the reality of what the mainstream media pushes, and how we let it control our actions, and finally, what you can do to help. How did it come about? In all societies of the past and present, there is always leadership. It is only human instinct to want to gain control. Those who overcome their instincts truly hold the power here. However, it's quite difficult to achieve a balance between instincts and logic. Relying solely on your instincts often drives men mad. However, there are many in the society that have succumbed to these instincts and now control our main society that we converse and live in. The reality. One way of which they control is the mainstream media, which pushes the left and right paradigm that works ceaselessly. We never do see any change, however, just more and more lack of control in our government by the citizens. An easy way of control is by fear. This explains the constant war that is being pushed to us. Another strategy used to conquer is to divide and conquer, which is why we constantly see America being split into factions, left and right, black and white, gay and straight. When we are too busy fighting with each other, they come and take over. It is proven that the government can use propaganda against us. A law was repealed in July of 2013 that prevented this. This shot right over our heads as we continued our lives, thinking propaganda was a thing of the past. Foreign policy confirms this by giving a basic rundown on the law's history, being passed in the 1970s by Senator J. William Fulbright, and being removed in July 2013 by being amended in the National Defense Authorization Act, not to mention the several terrorist attacks and shootings that can all be disproven within a matter of seconds with the government's own declassified files. The news that you read every day is nothing but a jumble of agendas being pushed forward by the elites that run behind the scenes. Your friends, family, and loved ones are all being deceived without ever knowing it. Next time you read or watch the news, keep this in mind and look for the agendas in plain sight. You'll always find them all over Fox News, CNN, and NBC. No mainstream source is safe. How did the mainstream media consume our lives? Hypnosis. Most people, who still remain asleep, view it as unorthodox and simply see it as a plot use in movies. However, it plays a large role in our society, and many psychologists can tell you that. The mainstream media uses it, for example. There are several types of hypnosis, one of them being repetition, which is why you constantly see stories of a similar theme. The more times you hear about something, the more you start to believe it. Shooting after shooting after shooting. We should ban guns. That would stop the problem. Criminals don't follow the laws. They won't go through with background checks. We, the citizens, do. However, you don't think of this when you hear a family's heartbreaking story about losing their daughter, which brings me to my next method of manipulation. Emotion. We are human beings. We all have feelings. You can't be cold-hearted and go and kick puppies. Humans have emotions, unless there's something wrong with you. The elites know this and use this to their advantage. For you see, they are the cold-hearted ones here. They can withstand cruelty because it benefits them, which is all they care about. Maybe the news is lighthearted for a change. Whether it's about Trump's tiny hands or Elizabeth Warren being a Cherokee Indian, it's making you laugh. Humor is used to constantly deflect. Think about it. When you tell a lie, you often find yourself getting more aggressive if being accused of lying, or you end up poking fun at the lie. Humans poke fun at stressful situations or political leaders to relieve tension and to sort of strike back in a way without being aggressive. What's a stereotype for a conspiracy theorist? The nerdy guy who lives in his mom's basement and never got laid. Who runs around and screams gibberish wearing a tinfoil hat, of course. I could go on forever with the list of movies that accurately depicts that stereotype. In reality, we are nothing like that. We are well articulated, open to discussion, and always appear quite normal. But I bet the guy we described earlier was the butt of quite a few jokes. Everything is okay if it's a joke, right? Where do we draw the line? Have you ever considered the family you're watching on the news might not even be real? Deepfake tech allows them to forge videos from a single photo. Tech companies everywhere have come forward showing technologies that can alter pictures, voices, and videos. So who is to say what you're watching is real and accurate? The answer is, you don't know. These technologies are only advancing every day, making our view of reality and technology ever more blurry and making it ever more difficult for you to escape this matrix. Predictive programming is another way the media manipulates us. The elite showcase their plans for us years in advance. It won't take long to discover the numerous sources that discuss this. Piles of evidence laid about, getting ever more difficult to find. 9/11 is a perfect example of the numerous amounts of predictive programming. Next time you watch a series on Netflix, try and connect the agendas in the news. There's an obvious correlation between the two. I know what you're thinking. The news is real. How can I be controlled and hypnotized in my own home? When you wake up in the morning, you're still tired and barely awake. You sit on the couch and flick on the news, barely paying attention, yet your brain and ears listen always, and your subconscious is quickly filled. Even if you start fully alert and awake, you relax against your couch and quickly space out, leaving your mind weak once more. What can you do to help? Try to stay alert next time you turn on the TV. It doesn't seem like much, but it will help you in the long run. Recognizing the agendas and the mind control will have no effect. If you know you're being fed false information, you can decide what to believe. Take control of your life once more. Use independent media outlets. Using other news sources that are unbiased will help you have accurate news. Press for Truth is a great place to start. Check their YouTube channel out. This isn't a plug-in or anything, I assure you. I've been watching them for 3 years, and they always bring the truth. Dan Dix is the main guy who runs it, and he does a great job putting up a fight for everything on that channel. These videos are meant to be lectures. If you would like any evidence on what I've talked about in this short lecture, please comment below. I'll be happy to link you guys to some evidence. I'll probably throw some links in the description. I'm also working on more videos to specifically focus on certain subjects and highlight pieces of evidence that go along with it. If you want to comment below with more ideas or suggestions, feel free. Hopefully I can continue to just give everyone a new perspective on things and hopefully continue to do what I'm doing. I don't mean to offend anyone when I do talk like this, and you can use your own critical thinking and discernment to focus what you want and take out of every single video that I post. Overall, thank you for listening, and remain vigilant with your local vigilante, Conspiracy Child. Bye for now.